who's in early bird today. It's 7 or close to 8 a.m. here in Germany, and I am doing my pre-office facility check, as I like to do this on a very regular basis. And today I have, like, as you might have seen, like a very controversial topic. Is it a controversial topic? I don't know, but I have the feeling that I like to make this today's topic, since I get a lot of requests lately. People that are like complaining about the market, complaining about the prices, etc., etc., and yeah, just wanted to share my opinion on this. Obviously, the past years have been really, really, yeah, let's call it bumpy. So a lot of changes in the whole economic systems, a lot of challenges with the pandemic and everything. So while we are talking about this topic, I think that it's always a good idea to look at some beautiful boas as well. This beauty right here is a snow labby. So one of my favorite projects, very much like how they turn out. And here, just for comparison, this is a VPI Snow Glow labby. This being said, back to the prices. I mean, when it comes to labbies, this is a different story. I'm always recommending to, especially when it comes to incomplete dominant or dominant traits, you have to be like pretty careful. The prices usually are like rapidly dropping after a couple of years, or sometimes even after just a few years. Happened with the Motley like many years ago. Always my favorite story. We bought an albino Motley like, that's probably 14 years ago, for 7.5K back then, as a baby, and it was a male, and we didn't know if he would turn into a breeder. And however, when we raised him, we started breeding with him, and when we had our very first successful litter, I think we managed to sell one albino Motley for 2K. That was not too bad. And but after this, like, the prices dropped rapidly, and we ended up selling like most of those animals around like a bit above 1K, 1.5K, something like this. But this is like, in general, you have to always keep that in mind. I don't mind buying an animal for like 7K or above, if you are considering that you're gonna like receive probably multiple litter, multiple animals from this. So like paying 7.5K for an albino Motley back then, and not receiving animals that I was capable of selling for 7.5K as well, is not like a painful experience, because in the end this male was capable of producing several litters, several beautiful babies, and in the end this is still like something that can be considered as a really good idea if you want to just cover the expenses of your hobby, or even make an extra buck to invest in your facility or in further animals. So, but this is just like a side note. This is like just what is always happening if you are working with incomplete dominant or dominant traits. this is why I'm always recommending. This is why I'm always recommending to work if you have like if you are into labbies, for example, like this one here. This is a blood labby, 100% het albino. I always recommend to at least have, let's say, two recessive genes at play in such a combination, because the more recessive genes you have combined with the dominant or incomplete dominant traits, the more difficult it is to produce them. Like VPI, snow glow labbies, for example, it is not that easy to have like a mass production of those animals, and this is also the reason why we are working with those animals here. This is a hypolabby, 100% het VPI leopard. So it is a hypolabby, 100% het for habanero. Once again, this being said, it's like as the title of this live stream says, this is the end of the world. The boa prices are dropping and the demand is dropping and so on and so on. I always like to compare this, or to point out that everything is like, let's say, if you are looking at the stock market, for example, everything goes up, everything goes down. So you always have like a peak season, but you always have like a bottom season where the demand is dropping, where the prices are dropping. So this is like a typical way how everything works. And so right now, obviously, with everything going, what's going on, with the energy costs rising, etc., there is definitely like a downwards moment, for sure. I mean, every one of us is getting like more aware of, or we are acting a bit more carefully what we spend our money on. But on the other hand, I always like to see it as a chance as well. There is this saying, when there's blood in the streets, you can always make a good deal. You can always, there's always a change. There's always a good chance on to have some good opportunities, because, as I said, things are going down, but things are gonna go up as well. And this is why a lot of people, when you are talking about people that like to invest their money, whether it's like silver, gold, Bitcoin, whatever, or real estate, they are also like talking about investing during the times when the market is going down. I used to work for Airbus. I was like hired at the logistics supplier for the Airbus plant here in Hamburg. And when there was a crash, you could see that the airlines were starting to ordering their planes, because they knew after a crash it will go up again. And to be honest, this is like the message that I would like to say, or what I like to bring up today is that you should always think about, especially with the boa morphs, we are not talking about a super quick business. You always have to keep in mind that if you're buying a baby now, like a VPI, a labby, het anery, for example, if you buy a labby now, it needs time to grow. We have been talking about this, or I have been talking about this in the last live that I did, that it takes time. So if you're purchasing a female now, within the next 3 to 4 years that she needs to grow before you can even consider having a litter, the market will definitely be changed. So this is like, all I want to say is that there are definitely chances out there, and but yeah, it's also the case that like prices, especially combined with the hyperlabs, for example, that the prices are dropping since more and more people are able to produce such beauties. I'm very happy that once again, a shout out to Stefan, that my customers are able to produce beautiful litters that even we have not been able to produce yet. So I hope this will be the case later this year. But for example, if you check out the snow labbies and the moonglow labbies that been produced, so that's also wonderful. That this is the reason and the proof that it totally makes sense to invest in such animals and to receive incredible litters. So I'm very curious to see and I'm very curious to see what's your opinion on this. And let's check the comments. So Mike from Florida is watching, and thank you so much. And I'm not sure what you, Mike, what you mean with your 15K loss. I mean, that's always a pain for sure. Depending on what happened, I hope there will be a solution for this. My mom is watching as well. Hey, mom. Good morning. And snakes aren't necessary. That's totally true. In the end, it's always about like providing value, right? It's not just having the best prices. This is what I'm always pointing out. How can you create value? How can you support your customers to grow? How can you provide value to your customers to be successful as well? And like sharing experiences, being available for questions, like the after sales service, let's call it like this, is basically super important. And of course, like snakes are not necessary, but on the other hand, like people always be passionate about, I mean, look at koi carps or at other rare animals. We animal lovers, it might not be necessary to survive, but on the other hand, you always are looking for like a hobby to have like beautiful animals to watch at, and that's definitely a point for sure. So yeah, thank you so much. I would love to be I would love if you would be my customer as well. So it's quite difficult. Stefan is also watching here, so good morning. Yeah, however, if you look at this, I have been showing labbies only today so far. This is the reason because in the beginning I was a bit undecided what's today's topic that I would like to talk about. This is a Sanglo Motley Labby, and I believe it's 100% head blood. Yes, it's 100% head blood. So very, very happy with this one. I know that a lot of people don't like the Motley combined with the Labby, but I'm a big fan if you look at the pattern that this combination creates. So yeah, at least this is my take on the current situation. I don't believe that this is the end of the world and there will be no tomorrow. This is definitely not the case, but it's absolutely true that the prices right now like basically is you have to be flexible on the prices. That's definitely the case. And you just need to really be careful what you are breeding. So I can only recommend this. I know that this is like, how to say, it is tickling that you want to produce your first litter, especially if you just got started and now you're having like an albino. I think that was one of the last comments that we received. You're having an albino, and this guy wanted to breed albino to an albino jungle or something like this. And in the end, you really have to check the market, and sometimes it definitely makes sense to not do certain breedings because you're gonna end up frustrated. That's always the same. I have my most favorite story. I only produced the clutch of corn snakes once during my university years. And that was my very first breeding and reproducing snakes. And I was breeding, I think it was an albino corn snake to a classic one. And this is probably 16, 18 years ago, something like this. And I was so excited, and I had the babies, and I took care of them, and so on and so on. And I was asking 15 euros. So it's a 15 euros for the babies, and the people even started negotiating with me, and that was such. I mean, it was a lot of fun doing it, but to not get just a tiny bit of value from customers back, and also for like, I mean, you're taking care of the animals, etc., etc. So that's even for a tiny clutch, it is some work, and yeah. So this, all I'm saying is that this can be quite painful and annoying and frustrating if you do not really think about what kind of animals you might receive from a certain breeding. And sometimes it's definitely better to avoid it breeding if the results are not spectacular enough. So this is like what I'm trying to say. I hope you get it. And I'm getting old, so I need to go more far away to read this. Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Mike. It's if you are honest to the animals, if you take good care of the animals, but also take good care of your customers, all will be fine. So that's for sure. So I would say I have a couple of other beauties that we can have a look at. I know that I'm kind of pulling similar animals like every life, but I'm so fascinated by them, like this red dragon labby that we've been producing last year, or this beauty right here. This is a female labby, 100% het red dragon, also produced last year. And we even have one albino labby, 100% het blood, left available. This is a male, by the way. So I think that's enough for today's live. One last thing, because I always have to stop by checking her out. This is what is it? Hypo Jungle Spectre, and she's probably my most favorite animal at our facility right now. There's one spectre available, one female spectre that we are making available for the very first time. So in case you are into the spectre projects, I can highly recommend. So there are a couple of other black eye animals, like this BEA Ghost POSHEAD VPI that we have available as well. And yeah, so send me your feedback on today's topic. Send me your opinion. Very much looking forward to it. Enjoy your day. Have a great day. And we're gonna see us pretty soon for the next live. And if you have a topic in mind that you would like me to talk about, always looking forward to your suggestion. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.